Hey, Algebra 1, Catlin here with your cool down help for today's lesson. I think this was lesson 7. Yep, lesson 7. So, the good old raisins and peanuts, or gorp as Diego's family likes to call it. He's making some to take on the trip. He goes to his kitchen. He finds a bunch of boxes of raisins and identical boxes of peanuts. And he puts all this information in the spreadsheet. He's got 3.5 ounces per box of raisin, 12 boxes. 4 ounces of peanuts every bag, 18 bags of peanuts. So what we want to do is we want to write and use the spreadsheet to find out how many total ounces of gorp that he can make if he combines all this together. So he could open up a new cell, and in that cell, write the formula of the following. Okay. So what we want to do is we want to find out how many total amounts of raisins that he has and how many total amounts of peanuts that he has, and then add those two things together. So the idea here is raisins, total number of raisins out in ounces plus peanuts. That's the idea. So we're going to write a formula for that using A's, B's, C's, or just B's and the numbers that are in those different rows. So for the raisins, to find out how much we have total, we've got 12 boxes of 3.5 apiece. So we would do B1, and this would tell us how many raisins we have. B1 multiplied by how many are in B2. And that would tell us how many raisins that we have. And then for peanuts, we do the same thing, but with the numbers for the peanuts, which are in B3 and B4. 4 times 18. So B3 times B4. And if they're in their own parentheses, it's going to find out how many is each and then add all that stuff together. So this would be a formula that you could write. There are others that would work. This is just one that came to my mind, and I was thinking about it. And then number 2, so if Diego decides, whoa, that's way too much, he does that, and it's like a really big number. And he wants to lower this where he only has 60 ounces of gorp. Explain how he could use the spreadsheet to figure out how many boxes of raisins and how many bags of peanuts he needs to make around 60 ounces of gorp. Well, you don't want to change the numbers that are in the ounces in each box because that's identical. But you could change how many boxes that he uses. So what I would do is I would lower the numbers in B2 and B4, right? If I lower the numbers in B2 and in B4, that will lower the total number until it pops out a number that's closer to 60. Just remember that it's a ratio, so you probably want to lower them together at the same time. Maybe knock off one of each at a time until you get down to that 60 range. So, write something here where you're dropping the numbers in cells B2 and B4 and until you get close to 60. Write that in your own words. I'm not going to write this down for you. I've talked about it. If you've listened, and I'll read that and kind of have an idea if you're on the right track. We'll do this last one here. We got a long distance runner. I'm going to make a table for it just to kind of get you an idea. And they're running a distance in time. Okay, we'll have hours here and miles over here. And it says 7 miles per hour. So 7 miles an hour is their speed. And it wants to know at a constant speed of 7 miles an hour for 45 minutes. So we're going to change this to 3/4 of an hour because that is 45 minutes. Which spreadsheet formula would give the distance? So they want to know what would give us this over here. So let's think about what would work. Could we take 7 and multiply by 45 and get that question mark? No. But we do have a constant of proportionality of 7 to get from the left side to the right side. So if I can see a 3/4 times 7, that's the one that I'm going to go with. Which spreadsheet formula would go and work with it? It would be this one, multiplying 3/4 times 7. This wouldn't work. Dividing them, that would keep change flipped to 4/3 multiplied by 7 and not give us the correct number of miles. I think setting up the table here is probably the most efficient way to figure out what's a good formula to do this with. And 3/4 of 7 is a good setup for that. Hope that's helpful. And we won't see you guys in class tomorrow, second period, but we do have a quiz on Friday covering spreadsheets, IQRs, medians, means, MADs, all that stuff that we've talked about so far. Good luck studying, and we'll have the quiz ready for you on Friday.